I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. This movie did not make me fall in love with Fahad Fasil. Hello everyone, welcome to I Just React and Review. My name is Ashmita and I hope you all are doing well. And yes, I am stoked. I am absolutely stoked to talk about the latest Malayalam Amazon Prime release, Joji, starring Fahad Fasil in the titular role and directed by Dileesh Pothan. Now, before getting into the details of the film, I just want to say that this movie is splendid. It's splendid and it is not to be missed. Usually, I say that in my final thoughts, but I'm telling you now, just go watch it. Okay, I will get into mild spoilers here because there are a couple of scenes that I definitely want to talk about because they are so good. Now, coming to the storyline, this film is inspired from Shakespeare Macbeth, and the makers mentioned this before the movie starts. And honestly, this is how an inspired finished product should look like, because we see so many makers who claim that their film or their song or whatever is inspired from so and so, but it ends up being an exact copy of that thing. So I'm really glad that that's not the case with this film. The story revolves around a rich family where the father, or the head, Kuttappan PK, runs a rubber plantation business based out of Kottayam. And you can almost feel the authority and power that he exudes. The first scene where Kuttappan's character is revealed is him exercising and building his muscles. With his behavior, you immediately get the sense that he literally believes that he's the king and he has reduced his family to mere subjects. He has 3 sons, out of which 2 help him run the business, or a more accurate way to put it would be that they only take orders from their father. The youngest son, Joji, is the most useless one in the eyes of his father. Now, those who are familiar with the story of Macbeth, we know that the protagonist gets consumed by this power because he believes in the prophecy that was told to him by the 3 witches. I am really glad that that was really not the case in point with Joji. Here, Joji finds an opportunity to grab this power. Nobody actually induces the idea in his mind. It is something that he figures it out from himself. In fact, whoever is even not familiar with Macbeth's storyline, Joji as an independent film works so well. It is a splendid viewing experience. For people like me who know the story, I think there was an added layer of enjoyment because I was trying to figure out the parallels and the nuances from the original material, and it worked really well for me. The screenplay of this film is astounding, to say the least. There are so many scenes that are absolutely etched in my mind. There are several aspects of the writing that I loved so much that I can go on and on discussing it, but yes, I'll try and summarize my most important points here. Number 1 is Joji's arc. The way we deep dive into Joji's psyche slowly and steadily is just depicted and written beautifully. I love how from the very beginning we as audience never sympathize with the character, and that's the beauty of the writing here. Ideally, Joji being portrayed as a loser who is mistreated and almost physically abused by his own dad, we should feel sorry for the guy. I was actually reminded of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, where we come to understand Joker's twisted thinking and actions from a point of sympathy, but that was not the case here. From the very first scene, you almost feel that there is something off about Joji, even though he looks completely harmless. His eyes have glimmer of suppressed anger and a yearning to do something to get out of his current situation. Nobody, and I mean nobody, in my opinion, could have done justice to this role except Fahad Fasil. Number 2, there are a couple of sequences in the movie that are so powerful that it kept replaying in my head after the film ended. Now, like I said before, I will go into mild spoilers here because I definitely want to discuss about these scenes. My favorite moment in the film was when Binsi comes up to Joji during Kuttappan's funeral service and she just looks at him and says, "Put the mask on and calm down." And then there is a paused moment where they stare at each other, where you know that yes, this line that Binsi said is firstly a direct thing because of course COVID is going on, so he needs to put the mask. And second, he needs to put a mask where he is pretending to be sad for his father's death. That is some great writing over there. In that moment, if you did not get goosebumps, then kudos to you. You are a person of steel, I guess. Another powerful scene is when Joji's plan of eliminating his father comes into fruition. In that scene, Joji is sitting in that pond with a fishing rod, and there is absolute chaos which is going in the background, which you can make out with the noises. But amidst the sound of that utter chaos, Joji's face is so calm, he just gets up and slowly walks through the forest and goes home. The juxtaposition depicted in that particular sequence was splendid. It's one of the standout scenes for me. Third favorite sequence was the ending climax. The entire confrontation where people are on to Joji and he is just trying to gauge the situation and understand how he is going to respond to it was fantastic. It is one of the best written scenes in the movie, and Fahad's acting has just taken that scene into next level. And these are just 3 scenes that I've talked about. There are so many other standout moments, but I definitely want to know what were your top 3 moments from this film. Another thing which I loved about the writing was that it was set in the present COVID time, and it is something which is not really out there in your face. This is something that all of us are currently going through, and it is shown in such a normalized way. So yes, in short, Shyam Pushkaran is a freaking genius with his writing. Now the direction. Dileesh Pothan. If only I could get into his brains for a day and understand his thinking process. That'll be so great. The man just knows what he's doing, and not just with the actors, but with every aspect of the filmmaking. I honestly have not witnessed a more self-aware director than Dileesh Pothan. This is his 3rd directorial venture, and it's absolutely baffling for me to witness how different all his 3 movies are in terms of treatment. And I say this because as an audience, when you watch a director's work consistently, you sort of figure out that yes, this is a director's signature style. So when you watch this person's film, you expect that these are the elements that are going to be there. With Dileesh Pothan, that is not the case. All his 3 movies are directed so differently and with such uniqueness that if I show it to someone who does not know Dileesh Pothan, they'll say that, oh, this is directed by 3 different people. So I'm guessing his signature style is being unique with every film that he directs. Guess that's Pothan's brilliance. Oh my god, the score by Justin Vergès is going to seep into your soul and haunt you, especially the piano set that he composed. It is something that is so hauntingly beautiful that it will not get out of your head. The background score has been placed in the movie so strategically that where the director wanted you to feel a little off and a little uncomfortable, it has done its job. Another thing that I absolutely loved about the score, besides it being a little off-putting, is that it was theatrical as well. There's a violin composition done by Justin which will give you the feeling that you are watching a play because it's so dramatic and so Shakespearean. I think it was a very conscious decision to make the score a little bit theatrical and dramatic in certain parts because the story is inspired from Macbeth. This, for me, is Shiju Khalid's best work. It absolutely topples everything else, be it Virus, Kumulanki Night, Sudani from Nigeria, even Mahishante Prathikaram. If I have to show someone Shiju's genius camera work, I am definitely picking this one. The cinematography of this movie from start to finish is an absolute chef's kiss. Again, I feel it was a conscious decision because there are so many wide angle shots in the film that you feel that this is a play that is going on in a theatre. One of my favorite camera moments in the film was when Binsi and Joji, they're talking, and Binsi is in the kitchen and Joji goes into the other room where the platform is there where he eats. It's a very wide shot. You can see almost the entire room, and it really looks like they are on a stage and they are performing this. Also, the scenes that were shot in that pond are some of my favorite camera moments from this film. Kiran Das is the editor of the film, and this is exactly, at least for me, this is exactly what I wanted from a movie like this. A slow burn at the beginning, which concludes into a full-on blast at the end. The edit had the perfect balance of thrill and drama, and it gave the audience enough time to gauge into the minds of each character. The screen time for all the supporting cast was enough to understand where they were coming from. And all of these technical brilliance put together along with great writing, direction and acting, you get a masterpiece like Joji. Now, for those who have watched my reviews, you know how much I love Fahad. And yes, the primary reason of being so excited for this movie was the Dilesh Fahad combo. But the supporting cast also completely blew me away. The movie actually boasts of top-notch performances from each and everyone that was cast in it. Babu Raj as Jaman gave a perfect performance of being a troubled soul. He perfectly depicts the character of a guy who from outside he's a well-built man and who can get the work done by flexing his muscle. But from the inside he's a broken soul and he has a troubled past and he finds solace in alcohol. I think the realistic way that Jaman's struggle was depicted, you sympathize with the character. Unnimaya Prasad as Binsi, I don't think I have enough praises left because she has knocked it out of the park here. She represents Lady Macbeth in the movie and her character sketch, her character arc actually shows a very unique side of how human mind works. She's not a bad person. When you watch the film, you know that, oh, she's not a bad person. But when she becomes a silent spectator of all the wrongdoings that are happening around her, you understand that there is a deeper level of mental trauma and frustration that she has been suppressing. Her entire performance is so understated and yet so powerful. Unnimaya Prasad is a show stealer in this film. The remaining supporting cast was splendid as well. Alex Alistair as Poppy, Shammi as Dr. Felix, Basil Joseph as Father Kevin, you have P.N. Sunny as Kuttappan, Joji as Jason and Ranjit as Girish. All of them gave fabulous performances, but for me, I think the performances of Babu Raj and Unnimaya Prasad completely stole the show. Then you have the Fafa, the Fahad Fasil, who is just setting insane benchmarks in my head. It is like if I have to rate a performance, it's 1 to 10 and then Fahad. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but the acting benchmark that he has set in my head is quite unreal now. Firstly, kudos to him for losing so much weight so that he actually looked the part and looked the youngest in the family. Then his eyes, I will never understand how he does it, but his eyes just does the talking most of the time when he acts. For me, till now, of all the Fahad movies that I've watched, Trance was his best performance till date for me. But now it's definitely Joji, because this is one of the most difficult roles for an actor to do, I feel. The character of Joji has so many layers that you as an audience are made to feel that, oh, what is Joji going to do in this particular situation? How is he going to change his narrative and how is he going to get out of it? I think it's one of the most difficult things to portray as a character. But I think Fahad just nailed it. He was so real and natural. It's always the case with him, at least for me that I've watched his movies, it's always the case that I completely forget that he is acting. I always believe that he is the character. This movie had a huge impact on me, I feel, because Macbeth as a story gives us so much in-depth insight of how the human mind works when it is possessed with greed and power and to what lengths a human can go. I think that core and that essence was kept intact with Joji, and that is how you take inspiration from the original material, where the soul of the story is kept intact and you are building a narrative around it. It is an absolute must watch. It is streaming on Amazon Prime. Please watch it for everything: the direction, the performances, the writing, score, cinematography, editing. Please watch it for every aspect of the film. You won't be disappointed. And that brings me to the end of my thoughts and analysis on the latest Amazon Prime Malayalam movie, Joji. I hope you have come till the end of the video and enjoyed this review. I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.